Venice and Santa Monica, we like brothers, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my Venice homegirl, Tina Marie, and all those, all my folks down there in the Oakwood Park neighborhood. No doubt, Tina Marie, good to see her up there for sure. Let's see, following Tina, Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat,
Keith,
66.
okay, good thing
Let me, Keith Sweat, I did I don't remember exactly, but I did a talent show at a summer camp off of Keith Sweat, because back in that day, well, still now, Keith Sweat, all the ladies love Keith Sweat. That was the ladies' man. When Keith played anything Keith Sweat, it was just, so.
Yeah, he came through with he came through with some force. When he had some good music at the time. Man. You see Keith Sweat up there. Bobby Womack, he jumped down to 69. I think that might be a little too low for my guy.
Oh yeah, that's way too low. Bobby at least got to be in the 30s or 40s, somewhere around there.
Right. Bobby Womack, man, great singer, man. Got some great music, man. It's classics for sure.
Mm-hmm. You got
Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole, 71. Okay, that's a tough. I love Keisha Cole.
I like Keisha Cole.
I don't think she would have made the top 75 all the time. Yeah. But she's respectable. I love Keisha Cole. And like I said, this is no slight. We're talking about the greatest of all time. And every artist that's on this list, whether we agree or not, are fantastic artists.
Absolutely. They do something I can't do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to put down anybody's talent. We've all been blessed with a talent, and that's their talent to sing and entertain. And God bless them. They did what they use that talent to benefit themselves and profit. So I'm not going to criticize. They have something that I don't do well. I'm not a great singer, so I'm not here to criticize anybody. But I'm just looking at it through my lens and my experience with music. So. I like the list, though. Overall, I do like the list.
Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, and you can find this list at Billboard.com. This is not our list. This is Music 100, Billboard's Top 75 R&B, and you can find it at www.billboard.com. On a scale of 1 to 10, overall, the current list, what would you give it?
I'm going to say at least an 8. I'm going to give it about a solid 8. I think it's a solid list, man. I think it's a solid list. Like I said, there's some small things, but I think overall it's a solid list.
Yeah, I was going to say about an 8, 8.5, because it's actually not too bad. I've seen some lists. I'm going to go on for that on the next one. Because you know me, hip-hop, my specialty. I'm going to start going off. I'm going to go off. But I give them about an 8, 8.5.
We're gonna take a hard look at that hip hop list next week, man. We're gonna really criticize that. Jay is a great artist, great MC, but has really benefited from the business. You know what I'm saying? He's, great MC, but I don't know if he's the greatest of all time. That's certainly the way.
Absolutely. So we're gonna change tune just a little bit.
NBA.
Real quick. Let's do it.
Yeah.
The NBA. The Thunder.
Right. Give it up.
NBA champions.
Give it up.
Give it to them. Give them their flowers.
Yes, sir.
Great job. Great team.
Great team. Great organization. Great fans. Very good coach. One thing I will say, I think I may have mentioned this to you though. The one thing I do respect about OKC is their ability to draft young players and develop those players into championship caliber players. That I respect because in Oklahoma City, you may have more time as a general manager to draft a player, give him 2 or 3 years. You may live the life of that player's career, see him grow into a 3rd, 4th, 5th year player. You may be able to do that in OKC. In Los Angeles or New York, you may not have 2 or 3 years to develop a team. And the issue there is you've got these GMs trying to microwave championships by just changing players, whereas OKC has developed their players, and that I love to see, man. That's more of a throwback to basketball, in my opinion.
Now, absolutely. OKC did it the right way. They drafted good. They knew how to trade good. And the few signings that they do have, they always sign those great role players. Like Alex Caruso, another former Laker. They found those role players to blend in with their young stars. And the great thing about OKC is they're young. And check this out.
Second youngest team in the NBA.
The second youngest team. Their entire starting lineup is coming back next season, barring any trades. But none of them is on an expiring contract.
You know what else? You know another thing. Excuse me. Another thing I like this is Isaiah Hartenstein, who was a very good role player for them, was I think like a G League MVP. Like so, he developed. He learned how to play the game, and then came up. You know what I'm saying, into the NBA to be a good contributing role player. And you gotta give. Like for me, I gotta give OKC a lot of credit for that. Right, their ability to just develop players, and you just don't see that in the NBA. And Lakers, Rob Pelinka, the Lakers general manager, is absolutely guilty of that. Do you know in today's 2025, LeBron James is the last player from the Lakers championship team. There's nobody from that championship team still on that team today.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna say about Rob Pelinka. He's just an executive secretary. The Lakers organization, I want to add this in. I want to add this one disclaimer. Because the Lakers just sold, Jeannie Buss just sold, for $10 billion.
$10 billion.
So congratulations to Jeannie and the Buss family. Y'all went and cashed out.
Yes, they did.
With that being said, I don't know the new owner that well. I know he owns the Dodgers also. Right. And I don't know the mindset that he's going to approach towards the Lakers. But prior to the sale, their mindset was always win now. They're not developing. Like if I was a rookie, I wouldn't want the Lakers to draft me unless he was like the first or second pick and they knew they was gonna keep you. But if you get drafted by the Lakers and you under a top 5 pick, you might get traded. Yeah.
There ain't no guarantee you won't get rid. And so I think he did put out a list. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think one of those, he had like 3 main objectives that he wanted to reach with the Lakers, and I think one of them had to do with scouting and player development. I would have to say. So that's a good sign. I know there's some rumors out there that he wanted to move LeBron immediately. I don't know how true that is, but I certainly saw something credible that said he wanted to improve the Lakers' ability to scout and develop. My question, though, is what role is Magic going to have? Because, Magic is a minority owner of the Dodgers, you know what I'm saying? And, obviously we know who he is as a player, and his contribution to the Lakers organization. Is he going to play a role in the front office of the newly bought Los Angeles Lakers?
Well, that's one thing they asked because the Dodgers, he's a part of the Dodgers ownership group. And for this one, they actually sold to the one Dodger. It's not the actual group.
But right.
So the question is, what role will Magic play?
He seems like he's got to be a part. Like he's a part of that Dodgers championship administration.
Yeah,
I think he's got to come back at some point in time.
I'm gonna disagree on that one. And the only reason I'm gonna say that is because when he was the president years ago, when he had quit, he resigned, he stepped down. One of the main reasons, this is another thing, mindsets and wealth. Magic is wealthy, and I don't know he's close to a billionaire. Magic, but one thing that he said, one of the main reasons he stepped down last time was simply because he wasn't having fun. He couldn't talk to players like he wanted to because now he works for the Lakers. So now any player he talked to, tampering. Remember all that time? Any little thing he did, he say hi to Kevin Durant tampering. You know, it's just like, yo. So he was like, yo, I talk to these guys just as a man, just as a human being.
Right.
But of course,
Right.
you know, with the collective bargaining, when you're an executive for one of the teams, you can't just be.
You can't. You're no longer a player, right? You can't be that guy anymore. You can't just go amongst the group and be like, yo, what's up, man? Talk ball and talk contracts and what's your plan? You know, you're that executive,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're kind of removed from being that former player.
Yeah.
So I do agree with that to a certain degree. I still think I believe that there's got to be a place for Magic in the Lakers organization. I don't know if it's going to be immediately. I don't know if it's going to be as a part-time owner. I certainly don't think it'll be as a GM. But I think there's going to be a role for him somewhere, especially coming from a person he already works with in a winning championship organization.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely going to be involved, but I do see Magic being involved in an unofficial role.
Okay.
Like, he going to be at Lakers
And
games.
that's what I'm saying.
As far as a legal position or paid position, I don't see that for Magic.
I can see that.
And so, with this NBA season, predictions for next season, and who is the real MVP? Well, I shouldn't say the real MVP because Shai is the MVP. But who is the best player in the NBA today? In June of 2025, who is the best NBA player today? That's a tough.
Is it not Shai Gilgeous? Is he not the best player in the league right now?
Hey, he is arguably, he could be.
Shai Gilgeous,
Okay.
Anthony Edwards,
Anthony Edwards,
Nikola Jokic,
Jokic.
and then I think you'll have your regular suspects in there. You'll have you'll have LeBron. You're gonna hear Luka, but I think right now, man, I think for me, I would have to say Shai, Anthony Edwards, and probably Nikola Jokic.
And that's arguably, I take that. And I probably will put Shai at number 2, and I'll probably put Anthony at number 1. And the only reason is I'm speaking on individual accolades. I'm not talking about the team. OKC got a much better team. Denver, they got a great team. But far as one player, if I just had to take that one player and I could build my new franchise around that one player, no matter who it is, I'd take Anthony.
I can't disagree with that. Since we are in LA, and we have talked a little bit about Lakers basketball, excuse me, Dodgers baseball. I just wanted to ask you, did you know how OKC ended up getting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah, they Paul George.
Oh my God!
They gave up 5, 6 first rounders, but on the backside of it, and Doc Rivers said this at that time, Kawhi wasn't going to sign with the Clippers unless they got Paul George. And I'm going to take the words of Doc Rivers. These are not my words. These words are Doc Rivers. And he told Ballmer, the Clippers president, he said, don't look at it as you giving up 5 or 6 picks for Paul George. Look at it as you giving up 5 or 6 picks for Paul George and Kawhi. So now, if it was 3 and 3, a regular trade, 3 for Kawhi, 3 for Paul George, sure, I'll do that.
But right now, right, June 25th, right, a couple days after the NBA championship,
Yeah.
who won that trade?
Right. Oh, OKC.
It's not even a question.
It's not even a question. That's not even. Yeah, OKC crushed it, and they're still crushing it.
They got 2 first-round draft picks coming up in tonight's draft.
That's what I was just about to say. They have a lottery pick. So, OKC, if I'm OKC, I draft that lottery pick, that next pick, I just trade it for a future pick. Because now what's about to happen is, I was just looking at their roster. They're about to have a crunch to where they're going to have to trade some good players because it's not going to be enough minutes.
But you can always, and here's the good thing about what the NBA is doing, though. You can always put those players in the G League. Now,